Here's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Munson here with a Good Morning Portugal show, live stream and podcast. It is that third Thursday moment when we'll be welcoming Veronica, American in Portugal, in the Algarve this morning. And by way of an introduction to her, a short video. And Carl's done the same. Carl Hyde of the agency also joining us at 9:30 this morning. So you'll get help. If you're looking to live in the capital, in Lisbon, or down in the Algarve, we have two of the top people in the business for helping you relocate and settle there, specifically to find beautiful, your dream home in those respective parts of the country. So let's begin, shall we? Well, let's begin by saying hi to you. Jones in, Antonio F. Bom dia, Portugal, from João Ernesto. The old guy in Europe is here, of course, and he launches with 2 videos on his YouTube channel tomorrow. Milan from Insurance is here. It was good to see Nunu back on the screen yesterday. And Coach Turner is in, so we'll come back to your God Squad tip of the day a little bit later on. And, oh, yeah, Carl's ready and waiting in the wings, as is the T-Duck, who it was my great pleasure to see yesterday. So excellent to see you yesterday. Senora Duck Pato yesterday. Mrs. Duck says hi. Hello, hola, bon dia. Mrs. Duck. Right, let's go to that intro from... She's created her own walk-on scenario here. Let's get a lovely welcome from the Algarve this morning. Has the weather improved? I'm not sure it has. And Tony Bryant has been giving me some stick on my Facebook timeline. I think he might even be writing in my personal complaints book and taking me to task on this 300 days of sunshine idea that I put and have put into many people's minds. Have we got 300 days left in the year yet? We haven't, have we? So I don't know. Maybe we'll get double the sunshine. We'll have to change that's what happens, isn't it? When a theory collapses and it becomes fake news, you just change the criteria by which it's measured. I'll work on that later on today. First of all, a welcome from Veronica.
Bom dia, Portugal, from the cloudy Algarve. Oh, I'm just looking out at the ocean and the river and watching the ferry boat go. Well, where'd he go? The ferry boat was just right there. It's so funny, I can see it. Oh, wrong building. They're the same, but different. Ferry boat on its way to Spain, right across the way. Somebody's out already working on their boats. And hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain. But there's Ayamonte, Spain, friends. Bom dia, Portugal.
There she is. It's not exactly...
Bom dia, Portugal, from the cloudy Algarve. You can tell that's a backdrop.
What's going on? Seriously, though, Veronica, what's happening with this weather? What are we telling people?
Okay, so we're praising them down here because somebody did a rain dance or offered a sacrifice to the rain gods. Because
they can stop now, though, can't they?
Here.
Sorry, but they can stop, can't they? Now, enough.
It's sunny now. I shot that in about 30 minutes ago, so now it's nice and sunny. We like it.
Well, our Sant Antonio festival, I think, was blighted somewhat by poor weather. They went to so much trouble here for 9 or 10 days of partying and consumerism and drunkenness and a little bit of religion as well in there. And I think the weather really, really affected things this year. So I don't know what to say to Tony Bryant, the Portuguese, when he's giving me stick about 300 days of sunshine. We haven't had that this year. We're not likely to now, are we? So fingers crossed for some better weather. And yeah, it's great when it rains. We need the rain, but can't it just rain at night and then brighten up in the morning and we can have a nice sunny day? Whoever's doing that
religious holiday, don't put the prayers out there.
Who is the patron saint of weather? Because I'm not sure. I mean, we could pray to Sant Antonio. He is the patron saint of lost things, and we've lost the sun. So we could ask, and he's the patron saint of little things. The sun isn't a little thing, but I'm sure somebody will help us that.
But you have to remember, we have El Nina and La Nina years, right? And this is very cyclical, and the weather has had these patterns for ever, right? So it's that little warm blob that goes back and forth across the ocean, and it creates different weather patterns across the globe, even though we see that a lot in California. I didn't realize when I came to Europe, it affected here too, the global ocean thing. So
no, I don't know what you're talking about. When you were talking about the little blob that goes backwards and forwards, I thought you were talking about a member of our community. And I thought that's a little bit rude, but you're talking about a weather pattern.
The warm water and the cool water that goes back and forth. And when you have the big chunk of hot water coming from South America, headed over across the Pacific over to the other side, we get crazy patterns. So in an El Nino year, this is what we're having, and it started last year as well. That's why we had so much rain. You get these cooler patterns. Even in California, we knew, okay, what kind of years it's going to be. And then it's a pattern. It's usually 4 or 5 to even 7 years. So it goes back and forth and back and forth. And you can plan your trip. You can look, is this a La Nina year or an El Nino year? And we need more in the Algarve. We need more El Nino because we really still are on drought status. I joke around and have fun, but it's a reality that we don't have enough water, and water is going to be one of the major things that the world's going to be fighting over in the future, right?
Oh, that's something to look forward to, isn't it?
We're fighting with Spain. They just when we get drought,
You've changed so many things for me this morning. And now when I'm in the sea with my kids and there's a little bit of warm water near me, I used to think it was something else. Now I'll just think of it as an El Nino moment.
It's in the Portugal. I can put the link in the, I think, can I do cut?
Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. You have fans this morning. Look at this. You've got Raquel.
Hi. Oh, Raquel, I can't wait to talk to you.
Isn't she great? She's fantastic, isn't she? Nadine Gregorio is here as well. Hey to you as well, Nadine. Good to see you here. And
Nadine, she's our Zumba teacher. So those of you in the East Algarve, if you want to do Zumba, but it's kind of like the dancercise. We do all kinds of dances for an hour and we sweat. We work out, we sweat, we giggle, we have fun. And we even had men join us. So come on in and dance away. And they're trying to get a ballroom dancing class in the East Algarve. So,
that sounds. Is Nadine in charge of that as well? Will she be in charge of the ballroom?
Don't think so. Nadine, maybe you can chime in on that. But it's at the ABC Dance School. We've helped them form a charity for their competing around the world. And we have ambassadors that help contribute. We have special events for the ambassadors. So we can pay a little bit more and it's going to them. And they offer some private performances because when the school does performances, all of the main facilities fill up completely. So we can pay a little bit more, get a little private performance at the dance school, get to know everybody, and then help pay for their classes because a lot of these kids don't have the money and they're traveling and competing internationally. One child just got a scholarship in, I think it was Germany, for full paid, like the Juilliard School of Europe. And then a few got invited to America. And these kids, it's really opening up their world to something besides just
sounds great.
Go to college, get your degree, and go to work. They can go into the art.
Isn't that a fabulous thing? Okay, well, I should get my dancing trousers dry cleaned. My dancing trousers, bags of ballroom in those. And Nadine, great to see you. I wonder, what are the chances of having a Zumba performance live on the show? We haven't done anything like that before. And the rhythms are pretty heavy.
The class.
Seriously, Nadine, send us one. 913-590-303. Because I noticed we've got Bairandi here. And he is, of course, the great ambassador of the beautiful Bairrada region, as he puts it here. And whenever there's an event there, there's like food, wine, free T-shirt, and Zumba. There's always Zumba in the Bairrada.
Is there always Zumba?
Yeah, there tends to be a Zumba performance or come and try Zumba at the various events that Andy brings to our attention in the Bairrada region.
Yeah.
So,
and I was just in Barrio Alto. We'll need to talk about that. We have a listing in Barrio Alto that we went to
Oh, no,
see.
that's different. Bairro Alto, you were talking about in the capital, right?
Yeah, in Lisbon. Where are you talking about?
Bairrada is in central Portugal between Aveiro and Coimbra. It's it is a great wine. I don't want to get into the controversy of whether it's the greatest wine region, because many people have that as a Douro, of course. But the Bairrada, we haven't been there yet, Veronica, and we must have a trip there, because there's that beautiful Correa Palace Art Deco hotel there, which I think you would absolutely love.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's an amazing place.
Crew together, the Gumpers. Let's go.
We'll definitely have a Gumper gathering. There's the Sangalhos Aliança Underground Museum, where they turn the Espumante bottles in the dark and cool of the cellars there, and it's got like an Indiana Jones collection of things, artifacts borrowed from all around the world and on display there. It's an absolutely wonderful experience. Lots to do up there, and very underrated, I would say, as well. Steady on, Douglas. Look, Veronica, he's back on his bike. I didn't know he actually was a regular biker. Less than 18 months after his accident. You go steady on that thing. I thought you'd have actually given that away or put it in a bike museum, Doug. But so you go steady and don't do anything daft like you did last time. Hey, kids, watch me. I can still do a wheelie. Ah! Not funny. Last time. Sweden, Portugal.
We have to appreciate we're retired.
We do, don't we? We can't do the things we used to do necessarily. Some of them we can. Some of them are a little bit more creaky. And we can do new things.
We don't bounce.
Exactly. We can do new things. Zimmer frame skills, that sort of thing. And give advice to young people. Let's stick to that. All right. Done that. Art Deco champagne. Have you been to the Correa Palace then, Doug? Very interesting. Douro. That's what I said. Douro, honestly. Lee McGrady. Good morning, people from Lee as well. Now, you've been having so much fun, haven't you, Veronica? Well, you always do. But I think, am I right in thinking especially so in the last few weeks?
No, Carpe Diem. No, because I was Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, and then I was just in Vizu and Coimbra, and then back, and then Lisbon and Estoril, and back. I'm tired.
Exactly. We've got some footage.
Santos Populars, right? Everybody's partying all night, every night.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank goodness I had some consultation calls, so I had an excuse to leave by like 10. Everybody's showing up at 10.
Oh, yes, the perfect excuse for the tired American. I need to go and do a Zoom call now. It's the only time that works. Thank God for that.
In America, yeah, especially California, we're 8 hours apart.
Okay, very good. So if you need an excuse to get away from the festa, which, let's face it, at 10 o'clock in Portugal is only just starting, you can say you've got a Zoom call.
Yes, they even wrote that the band was to play at 8 p.m. and they didn't bother to show up until 10. So I'm waiting. We're holding down the table. Everybody's showing up. We're drinking. And we love that they have the different booths you can support. So sporting club booth and, the ABC dance school and a conservative dance school and all these different booths you can support by just eating and drinking. So
Isn't
we just
great?
sit down and
That
eat
is
and drink.
good. Yeah, and they must have loved it. When you took this leaflet seriously and turned up at 8, it's like, yes, the Americans are going to be sat there for 2 hours eating and drinking and supporting all these wonderful local things. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. So you have been busy and you've got a lovely little video for us. Pam's in as well. Hola, bon dia to you, Pam. Tudo bem? So let's have a look. Well, I've got a couple of videos. I want a little bit more explanation on this Real estate people have so much fun, and there's this party. We'll talk to Carl about this one.
This is my second time here. It is not my last time here. I plan on coming here a lot. I love you guys. Let's continue to have fun. I love it here. I love Portugal from here to the Algarves. I'll be here all week, and I just love everybody here. Thank you so much. Mwah.
Gracias totales.
Oh boy, that was a party. Now, is this what us real estate people do? They just drink and party most of the time
Pretty much.
and sell the occasional house? Now I know that's not true because
No, we do have fun.
Pretty
You know, you
much.
play hard, you party hard.
Absolutely.
And Raquel, I feed her a lot of my referrals around the East Algarve.
Yes.
And in the East Algarve, she knows it inside and out, like the back of her hand. And we did training courses on how to work with Americans with title and escrow, all the things they don't have here to
Ooh.
protect you. So we have helped make her number one. Obviously, she's number one, not just because of referrals. She works really hard. She speaks great English. She has a great reputation with all of the people here, the other agents here. So when she calls them on a listing right away, people can get in. She gets pocket listings. And so she's number one or number two in the Algarve. And so we were at the fun table with number one, number two, some of the agents that went to my training sessions on how to protect your buyers, because we know scary things can happen. So how to protect your buyers. So we had this super fun table who were all Portuguese, but really into trying to do the right thing for everybody. And then they happened to be the top producers as well. So we kind of had that special table, and then they had a fun night of, you know, like Greece, music, all this stuff. I tried to send you the link, but I can't because it's Facebook. They've done all this stuff on Facebook, and we have to get the actual videos of some of the things. Or I need to string together a longer video.
Yeah, some annoying Facebook changes that have occurred, I think, have they not? But isn't that wonderful? So you were there celebrating her victory, her popularity, and I think
and
in the
20 years of Predimed. And again, I don't have, one specific agency. I love them because they're willing to listen and be open to the American way of doing things. But obviously, Carl, I'll refer to him up in the north, and whoever I feel is the best match for somebody is who I'll match them with. I'm not beholden to a specific agency, just whoever is going to do the best job and proves it.
Yep, absolutely. And you were was that in the Estoril Casino? Is that where that
was in the Estoril Casino? And even Raquel, I tried to send it. She was interviewed by the local news that night at the event. And they put some great clips on Facebook. You just can't. I mean, I guess I could share the links, but it's then you have to be the friend of the person and blah, 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 all that stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay. And her name one more time so people know who you're talking about.
So this is Raquel, but I do ask people to go through me first, because if they don't get really pre-qualified, they waste their time. And that's one of the things I do for the agents is I talk to the clients. I make sure that they're willing to go through a whole questionnaire with me and make sure they know when they're going to be here, where they're going to live. Because sometimes I've got people in my pipeline for 3-4 years, and I'm not going to give them to the agent, because then the agent becomes like a nonstop phone call. How do I get into AMA? How do I submit my application? Can you help me get my NIF? And many agents are happy to do this, but when you're number one and all you're doing is focusing on this sale and getting those sales done, it makes the agent available, because they're not doing all this, what we say, pregame stuff. And talking to people who just straight up aren't interested, right? They're just looking for maybe they might live here.
Wonderful relationship you've created with Raquel there. And the company is Predimed, which I thought that sounded like a medical. I thought you were celebrating some sort of pharmaceutical launch. Predimed, what is that based on? Is that like some sort of clever wordplay?
It has to do with it in Portuguese, but again, I firmly believe my title, American in Portugal, right? Yeah. That's what is it? I'm an American living in Portugal. I had a friend open a restaurant, and he named it this crazy, I'm not going to say it because, I'm making fun of it, but it was this crazy tool for wheat. So you didn't know, is it a farm supply store? No one knew what the tool was. It's like you just call it like the Good Beef Restaurant, or, Good Morning Portugal, or keep it simple. And everybody's trying to be cute and clever. So to me, it does look like a medical supply company, but, just call it Move to Portugal, or Portugal Houses, or, international real estate. But everybody tries to be cute and clever, and just call it what it is. I'm such a
talking of marketing and American approaches to marketing, I've been watching that movie. I've been able to get through quite all the way through it yet, because I've been watching it late in the evening and falling asleep first. That's not to say it isn't a good movie, but it's Unfrosted, and it's a story of Kellogg's versus Post. Anyone who grew up at that time, like who's I don't know, who remembers the 60s, and 70s in the United States, will enjoy that movie greatly. I think it's a story of the Pop-Tart. I think America's great contribution to cuisine and nutrition. It's
McDonald's.
It's that story right there. Okay, let's have a look a bit more of the fun you've been having. Another brilliant video that you've sent to us. Carl Hyde joining us in about 10 minutes.
This was the drive after we stopped for lunch.
All right, you can explain after.
It's very important you know what you're ordering in Portugal. And when you're ordering beer, it's very important, right? What's a caneca?
Because the size matters.
Size matters. So what's a caneca?
It's a big beer.
A big beer. And what's an imperial?
A small beer.
And what's a tulipa?
I don't know.
You're Portuguese. A tulipa is the itty bitty one. No. The middle is imperial. The little is
No. Tulipa não é pequenina.
An imperial is little.
Caneca, it's the biggest one.
Caneca que bom.
Lambrita, it's the small one.
Lambrita is lambrita.
It's a
It's a
small
little
one.
pico.
Always like the caneca.
I do. I order the big ones
But
every
on the
time.
summertime, they get warm very fast.
Not if you drink them fast.
Yeah.
If you drink them fast, they don't get warm fast.
Well, who doesn't like a big caneca last thing in the evening? Now, I'm not sure if we've settled it there, but it's an excellent start and some brilliant research, obviously. When I first saw you sat there, I was thinking, who's driving? You were in the back.
Driving car.
Where was this, and who was driving? I mean, that you look like you're having a lot of fun there.
So we were with Nuno, who is the #1 agent. In fact, Nuno and Raquel will partner up soon to cover everything from Faro to Villarreal de Santo Antonio, because he's also, those are the two that are always #1, #2 agents in Portugal, right? So
Cool.
they're always vying for the title. So Nuno was driving and his wife was in the front, and then it was Raquel and I in the back. And it was finally a time I'm not driving. So when we stopped, because they had an electric car, oh my goodness, be careful with getting electric cars, especially rentals here. When you stop on the highway, there's a line. And then you got to wait 30 minutes for the rapid charge if it's even open. So we would stop and then we'd get something to eat. And then by lunch, we're like, oh, let's get something to drink. We're not driving. And so that's what we were talking about. She was like, oh, you got the big beer. And I'm like, you got the little one. And then I'm like, so the caneca. And then we're having the discussion, is it called the tulipa or
What was that other one?
Lambrut, it's in the video. Yeah. So sometimes on your bill, you'll notice they'll put imperial, but I've seen imperials this little too. And it's not like British imperial. So I think the big thing is if you want a big one, order caneca. That's always the biggest jug or mug they have.
Yes. Yeah.
So we like to actually drink at lunch.
And I think the other thing to remember when ordering beer is with anything else, you might gladly say mazuma, like in, one more, please. Excuse me.
Keep drunk.
You don't do that with beer, apparently, because there's no reference to how many you've had. You don't say one more. You just a caneca or imperial or a tulipa. Tulipa, I think, refers to the glass shape, doesn't it? The other one, lambretta, I've never heard of. That sounds like an Italian thing. But yeah, I think to get the basics right, your imperial is your smaller beer, which the point was made. If you drink smaller beers, they stay colder longer, don't they? But not if you drink them fast, which is what you pointed out. And the caneca seems to be the British and American favorite, the big jug.
Well, because they're okay. We have to remember culturally, they're not like go here. And because they don't really tip as much here, there's no incentive for the server to rush unless they're like a part owner.
Yes.
So you have to get a big one, or you might not get another one for a long time, even if the restaurant's empty. So it's a good idea.
It's true, isn't it? But and also, well, I can you imagine like a British drinker hearing that? It's like, oh my god, I'm not going to get served when I want to be served. 2 canecas, please, just in case.
I have friends that have done that before. When a restaurant is really busy, they'll just order 2, especially if their aircon is on, if you're on the inside in summer. But I always order a big one, and people are like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, you'll see. Oh, they'll serve us. They love us. Yeah, until they're in the back doing 5 other tasks, right?
And then you're
So
winking at them saying, I've still got my beer here. There we go.
it might be getting a little warmer, but generally the mugs are, sometimes they're put in the cooler and they're thicker. So hopefully that should keep the coolness inside. But if not, I've got a slightly warm beer, which you drink anyway, right? In Great Britain and a lot of places they drink them warm.
Oh yeah, people like a pint jug. I mean, I was really delighted to find this. This is from Portugal, which is one of my favorite. It's like Portuguese. Oh, you've got Guinness jug there. Great. And I've got my Portugalia one here, which is one of my favorite outlets it's like Portuguese fast food in a way, I guess, but they do, little bitoque steaks. And the thing I love about Portugalia is their buttery, creamy sauce that comes with the chicken steak. It's so
Where is
good.
that? Is that just a local or?
No, it's a chain, and it's an ancient one, and I think if in the highest circles of cuisine, people might look down on it because it's a chain that you would find in a lot of food halls in the shopping malls.
It's like that 1,000 Montaditos or whatever it is, or 200 Montaditos or 100 Montaditos.
I don't know that, but I mean it's ubiquitous around Portugal. And then when I was there the other day, my youngest, my 5-year-old, loves their chicken and the sauce that comes with it. And I saw that they did this dimpled mug, which does look like a British dimpled pint mug. I think this is a bit smaller because it's a metric size, but yeah, isn't it nice when you've grown up with a glass that size to be able to get your hands on something like that? Over here. Look, you've got other fans here as well. Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Good to see you, Kevin. And Villarreal de Sant Antonio is amazing.
Oh, Joanna, we love them. Joanna and Sarah. They're dog walkers. If you guys need dog walkers, and they also promote a lot of events for the Castro Marim animal shelter. And they are amazing. I have to give them a shout out because Joanna was a vet tech, and she kept getting asked for people to like dog sit and dog walk. She took the power to do it on her own, and now she's making great money. So you can have a vet tech, dog sitting or house sitting for you, because when something goes wrong with your dog, you've got your tech right there. And they've been amazing. They've helped the Americans and many other people in the community so much, because people bring their dogs here and they're like, we can't go anywhere. Oh, we need the Airbnb.
And now you can. Joanna will take care of it. Fantastic. And her friend Sarah.
Yeah. Great prices, wonderful. And they end up like picking up and cleaning the house too. It's like, oh my God.
What?
Everybody loves them.
Okay, great. Aviva is here. Hola to all. I would like to get to Villarreal de Sant Antonio for a visit. You will have ready-made friends when you arrive there. And apparently, yes, Milene, thank you very much, Milene. You have a lovely thought for the day for us, as well as reminding us that summer has started. Your morning thoughts, we'll come back to James's and the God Squad tip of the day later on. But for now, love is the force that ignites the spirit and binds teams together. From Phil Jackson. Not that one. Phil Jackson. I don't remember him. I don't think he was in the Jackson 5, in fact. Love is the force that ignites the spirit and binds team. Isn't it? Binds everything together, doesn't it? Love. Thank you very much for that, Milena. Good to see you over there at the Portugal Club. And Carl Hyde, before he arrives here this morning, the med part of Predimed relates to the English word mediation, I believe, as in real estate mediation. Very good. Thank you for that. Lambretta is a scooter. Here we go. The Lambretta was an Italian scooter manufacturer, so the Portuguese used the name as a synonym for a scooter. But
so is there a drink called a scooter?
Yeah, we're still no clearer on that. Michael Barton, who had a fantastic Michelin Japanese meal in Coimbra just recently, a couple of nights ago. Bon dia to you. That meal looked fantastic. Jackie's in as well. Look at this, apologizing for her recent absence. Done long journey now, moving out of the boat into another, getting ready to join you all. Beautiful people over here. And yes, full beer. New beer nets up in California. Drink it up. No lingering. Just tuned in. Not sure what you're talking about. I think you do. And Portugalia started as a brewery snack bar, but it latterly developed into a chain of restaurants. How is it viewed, generally speaking, Antonio F., within the realms of Portuguese cuisine? Closest Portugal is in Lulé. There you go, Joanna. Thank you very much for that as well. So you better try it for yourself and let me know what you think. Before Carl
Portuguese, so they can answer these Portuguese questions.
Absolutely. And thank you for doing so. And thank you for being here. And Barandi's just off. Walk through the glorious countryside. Have a great day. So before Carl joins us then, we've talked about lots of things, but not much about real estate.
I have a quick list. So I'm going to run down the list, okay?
Please do.
So we have, okay, 20th anniversary, so there is the Lions Club that is opening an English club for the East Algarve, because there's no English club. They have them in Dutch and other ones. So we'll be getting a press release out on that soon, but they just got everything all set up, and they're brilliant because they have already got huge corporate donations. So we just need to figure out where to spend the money, which we all love. So come join us, have some fun, getting involved in the community and figuring out the best places for the money to go. And it's going to be by Zoom just once a month. So you're not doing all these crazy fundraisers. It'll just be fun. Yeah. There's a pickleball international tournament to decide who's going to play in Great Britain at the end of this month. So if you want to come down to kind of the Olympic Stadium here in Villarreal de Santo Antonio, we're going to be having at the pickleball courts at the end of the month. I'll send you the information on that. And that is to pick the top pickleball players, which is really growing here in Portugal and soon to be an Olympic game when we get enough countries around the world involved in that, correct?
Is that right? Pickleball's going for Olympic status. Very good.
Yeah. You just have to have so many countries with international events. So by creating this international event and playing against other countries, which we already go and play in Spain and other places, but not as an international team, as kind of more clubs. So these are the international committee has been formed, and the winners of that tournament will go to compete internationally. It's kind of like having your, Benfica against Sporting Club versus right now it's the Portugal country competing internationally, right? So I think that's the thing to remember.
Good.
And then we just put in the new croquet club, a clubhouse. So anyone who wants to do croquet anywhere from Tavira is pretty central, so the entire East Algarve. They've got a new clubhouse, and I sent the press release. I do have videos on it, but they were too long. I'll post those eventually. And the listing that we have is a pocket listing, and it's right now $5 million for a huge hostel, like 20 rooms, 3 stories.
Very interesting.
The bar underneath. Yeah, in Barrio Alto. It's literally 2 blocks from where the bands and all that party area is. So, okay.
Ooh, okay. Thank you for that. We've got Carl waiting for us. He's created his own good morning sequence as well. Just very quickly, croquet. The Algarve Croquet Club celebrates new clubhouse with grand opening party. That's already happened, is it? Or is that going to happen?
No, that already happened. So I shot that and sent off the press release and then made them a video with the president's speech, which is on their website. But I needed something more fun than the president's speech for my channel. And I just need to get, everything, need to edit it.
And isn't she great? Inês at love. Shout out to Inês Lobsch at the Portugal resident. She's a great editor. I write for her every week, and she's just so lovely and great to work with.
She's delightful. And when we send press releases, she prints everything. Like of course you want it to be clean, but she's wonderful about supporting the community. And yes, I love to read your articles. Yay.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. He's created his own morning sequence here. At which point you're all going to go, oh, so ready to go, oh.
Okay, so good morning from me and good morning from young Gizmo here. Our little dachshund. Yeah, I think it's the same as the Algarve. Grey skies, which I really don't like. I disagree with it strongly, but I do believe the sun is returning very soon, and it will be business as usual. So, yeah, fingers crossed for that.
Oh yes, fingers crossed for that, Carl Hyde. Hey, hold on a minute. Yeah. Mrs. M's been messing about with me screens here. That's what's happened here. That's not going to work, is it? That's better. Good morning to you, Carl. How are you? And thoroughly agree with your sentiments expressed there.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, it's not been the best few days weather-wise, but I mean, as we all keep saying, the country does need it. So, put up with it, and it will be business as usual. Absolutely, no doubt about that. We will get our 300 days of sunshine in. So, yeah.
I'm worried it's too late for that. Like, there's only, I mean, we're halfway through the year pretty much, aren't we? So, and how many days? We've had about 3 days of sunshine already, haven't we? Is it possible? It's not mathematically possible.
Well, I think it's been a bit more than 3 days, but
Okay, all right. And we might get double sunshine on the remaining days. So we'll just measure it differently. And Portuguese will thank me in the long term. But I agree with you. And I will moan about the rain, actually. I will. I know we need it. It could rain at night. And it's a matter of balance as well. Life is about balance. And the balance is in favour of the rain at the moment, which isn't at all right. And I didn't move here for that. So I will continue to complain and moan about the rain.
Totally agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, for sure. Gizmo was the cute puppy that we saw. Is that the greeting you get every morning from that lovely little chap?
He's my little shadow. He follows me literally everywhere I go. I can't go anywhere in the house without that dog following me.
Oh,
mainly because he thinks he's getting a treat because I do spoil him. So every morning he gets one of these little hot dogs from Lidl. I mean, it's not the best for him, but it's his little treat. So he's basically thinking, where's the hot dog? Sausage for a sausage kind of thing. So
sausage for a sausage. Who doesn't like to start the morning with a sausage for a sausage?
I knew you'd like the point.
You don't have to answer that. Okay. Gizmo is a lot of fun. So Pete's a fan as well of the Gizmo. How did you settle on the name Gizmo, by the way?
I don't know. It just came to us on the morning. It was a Christmas gift, so kids opened all the presents up. And then head gardener Lee McGrady turned up like an hour later, and because I couldn't give it to one of the kids, I gave my wife like a gift. She opened it up, and it was a dog collar, and she was a bit.
Yeah.
So
to the children.
At the end of the garden was head gardener Lee McGrady with a box with the little puppy in it. So I've got some great videos from that morning actually. And I don't know how, but I suggested the name because I thought it was cute. And I have to explain it every time to people because they don't remember the film, So.
Nor do I. What film?
Gremlins.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, there was the bad one and the good one. The good one was right, and the bad one I don't remember his name.
Gizmo the Good Gremlin, fantastic. Nice mug too. Talking of head gardener Lee McGrady, when I first saw this, I thought Take That were looking pretty good for their age. But it's not Take That, is it? Even though a number of these gentlemen are from Manchester, 2 out of 5 at least. And I played the video earlier on. There are man cave gumpers right there, where the man cave Venn diagram meets the gumper, not the grumper, sometimes the grumper, especially with Lee. Where those Venn diagrams circles meet, these are some handsome chaps who are at the agency launch, the video of which I played earlier on. That was quite the do, wasn't it? How many? I mean, the beautiful people of the Portugal scene were all there, weren't they? Was it a success? Looked like it was to me, Carl.
Well, I mean, there were around 400 people there. So you saw the ribbon cutting there, the video that you had. But then we moved down the street to, I forget the name of the location now. But there were around 400.
Cascais,
yeah, centre of Cascais. There were around 400 people there. And there were a lot of, very interesting people there. A lot of beautiful people there. A lot of those people actually work for the agency too, so a little bit glamorous.
It was very glamorous.
A lot of people were looking in thinking, what's going on here? Because it really was quite the event. I mean, not many agencies can draw in 400 people for a launch event. You were there, of course.
Well, for anyone who was looking in thinking, what's going on here? I was just winking at them, like going proper celeb, just waving at the crowd outside. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, but the only problem for me is I barely got any pictures. So I've got the one of the man cave clan there, which I think we all look pretty dapper there,
I think so. I'd still cross the street if I saw you coming in the other direction. But yeah, it's a good picture. Yeah. And this a very glamorous one here. Who's the gentleman on the left?
That's Mauricio Umansky. He's the big guy from the Beverly Hills franchise, the whole start of it. So he's the guy on the Netflix. He was there for the launch. He was there for the launch in Cascais. The day after that, we had a big event, a development that we're going to be launching in Algarve, a huge development that I can talk about another time with Christopher. And then the day after that, Mauricio and all the team, except me, because I had family, went down to the Algarve to launch our new store in our new office in Villamora. Again, another huge success. So
amazing.
It's Porto next, and then Lisbon after that. So
my goodness,
it's a rock at the moment. It really is going great guns. So
it really is. It really is. And there you saw Sarah Davey on the right. The Expats Portugal webinar tonight, of course, is all about the currency transfer, the FX. And I'm sure Sarah will be there, or one of her colleagues, if not all of them, this evening, and the Dream Team session thereafter at 9 o'clock this evening. But yeah, what a great event! There you all are. And I was having a little joke with Veronica earlier on. It's like real estate; it's just all about drinking, really, isn't it? And having a good time. If we see other videos of yours, Carl, you have been very hard at work. What really goes on behind the scenes? You getting you stuck in to a property and transforming it on behalf of the client.
Yeah, well, I mean, the client's left the country, so the house is immaculate. It's a renovated T2+1 in Lisbon, but he didn't have time to clear up his terrace, which has an amazing view of the city. So I snagged head gardener Lee McGrady, went there Sunday just gone, spent the full day there and transformed it from what was pure potential, because it was just messy and just getting old, took the jet wash, took a load of plants, set up an irrigation system, and had a full day doing that. So it's not all glamorous parties in Cascais. Most of it is actually
graft,
feet on the ground, getting your hands dirty. That's most of what my job actually is, and that's what a good agent should do. If your agent isn't doing those things for you, come and speak to me.
Yeah, right. Okay, and we've got some video. This is the hard work going on behind the scenes after all the drinking and partying.
There we go. That's what a real estate agent does. It's going to help the sale. That's what we do. Look at the difference. Night and day transformation.
In the scene over to the right there is a citrus tree, which you could make a gin and tonic and sit on that terrace there with your own limes, I think they were. And what is the view we're looking at there? What is this property?
Well, the property is in Arroyos, not far from Intendente Station. And so it's a ground floor property. It's been fully renovated inside. I mean, I don't have pictures yet. I'm not ready to list. It's a few weeks away from getting to that stage, but it is coming to market. It's been fully renovated inside. It's beautiful. It's 2 bedrooms, but it's also got a small office as well, which is soundproofed, because the current owner is he's an audio guy. He used to work in radio and things like that. So everything's very nice. And then he's got this amazing 50 square meter terrace, which, they're not easy to find. And when you do find them, sometimes they have these huge, great walls in front of them, and you can see nothing but, a 20-meter tall wall from the buildings behind. This one's looking out onto the city. So, you've got blue sky, you've got old Lisbon. It's just amazing. So
it's great. Yeah.
When it comes to market, it's going to go quickly, I do believe.
All right. So good to reach out for you on that basis. Oh, hold on a minute. A UK weather report. Crystal Palace, high of 17, but 22 after lunch. Good morning to you, João. I'm sure you enjoyed Portugal's start in the Euros. Keep in touch, mate. And, that's you, isn't it, Veronica? I was thinking, who's this?
I don't know why it logged in with that one, and it doesn't let me stream, so...
No, well, you're absolutely right, aren't you? Location, and from that location is a lovely view, the kind of which we saw there, which is coming onto the market soon. Did you want to say more about this hostel, Veronica, as well? Because that's a fascinating listing that's about to be, isn't it?
In our text, Carl and I were talking back and forth, and of course, we share stuff like that would be great for his office, with my people here having a listing, and then the same, he's got a listing down in the Algarve. So it's really good to have this great relationship with all the, different agencies, because it's about the person. Like, he's with a great agency. My person in my town is with a great agency. I have people from other great agencies, but the reality is it's all about him, right? And what he does. And it's nice to have a brand back you up, because then you have the tools to be successful, but it's really about you. So, we're talking about this, and the one I've got in Barrio Alto, he's got one coming soon down here, but the one in Barrio Alto is 3 stories tall, and it's going to go for $4.9 million. So just call it $5 million, right? Don't forget taxes and all of that. And it's got room after room after room, and ones that can be converted into bathrooms. And because it's more of a hostel situation. So I was kind of thinking, wow, this is perfect, because in Barrio Alto, you've got the Erasmus School just around the corner. So this would be perfect, instead of having a hostel, to have some student housing, because I think there's a big shortage of housing for the students, and priced well, versus just doing everything for the tourists. So, and I think when somebody's going to university in Lisbon, where it's expensive, they're probably more happy to do more communal bathrooms. So you can have 1 floor all girls, 1 floor all guys, and you've got your main floor. It's got this rooftop terrace that they store stuff in. It always boggles your brain. You're like, it's storage, and you've got these killer views. So take that stuff out, clean it up, and enjoy. They don't use their terraces here. I was the only one using my rooftop terrace. That, no joke, 360. I have the river, town, countryside, and hills, and then the other side of town, like river, ocean, these crazy views. I was the only one in my entire apartment building who used a roof. So I went to the association and said, can I put stuff up there? And everyone's like, we don't care. We don't go up there. And now I have a Canadian couple who moved in, and there's 2 of us in the whole building now that use this gorgeous roof. And so I think someone with vision could get in there and just make this place phenomenal. And I think you're getting a great price, because it needs renovations. And underneath there's a bar that still has a contract. There's this huge corner unit of the building they're just using for storage and like a workshop for the brother.
Amazing. There's a lot of call for stuff like this. We do get a lot of inquiries at the agency for people. A lot of Brazilians, particularly, coming in. They want hotels. They want properties like this, basically, things that can be converted into hotels, things that are already hotels, because obviously the tourist industry here is huge. And I think we all know that it's just going to keep growing. So that kind of property is sort of that kind of thing. And it probably won't be on the market for very long.
Amazing. Thank you for those.
So I think it'll stay a pocket listing, and we'll just shoot it off to you too, so you can have, your
very
pocket.
good. That's why you need to be in touch with these 2 for those all important pocket listings.
Well, even at Lighthouse, we were discussing that
Yes.
she said she has all of these pocket listings. So Carl, for sure, get in touch with her, because she does the listing side. And then if she has a client, of course, that's kind of a priority. But she has a lot of pocket listings. She's like, I'm finding stuff that's on Idealist.
This is Raquel, right? We're talking about.
No, that's not Raquel. Oh, the other Raquel. Yes. Raquel.
Well, these were the 2 beautiful people missing from the collection of beautiful people at Cascais. Veronica wasn't there, and nor was Raquel from Lighthouse Consulting. But we'll catch up with you with a cocktail another time, and a DJ in the background on one of those rare days off when you've got your glad rags on in real estate and not your overalls on, as we saw Carl and Lee on the roof terrace there. James had co-ed bathrooms in some of the dorms at Santa Cruz, University of Santa Cruz, when I was there.
Don't like that. You pee on the floor. No.
Okay, there you go. You've been told, James. Old guy in Europe. The jet's not what it used to be. So probably true. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry. Right. Any other listings or things to share, Carl, that are coming onto the market that you can whet our appetites with?
Well, I mean, I don't have a listing to actually show today. I had a few lined up and it's just not worked out. We do have currently what I believe is the most expensive listing in Portugal, in the Algarve, which I think it's 27.5 million euros.
And what am I going to get for my 27.5 million, Carl?
Well, you know what? I think I can probably come on another day and talk about this. But I mean, it is during the launch, there was an event there at this house, and I didn't actually get to go and didn't see it. But from the video that I've seen, if you go on the agency on Instagram and things like that, you'll get an idea of it. It is absolutely stunning. I mean, views of the ocean, sort of exposed brick, ceilings inside like domes. It's just amazing. Everything about it is absolutely spectacular. It's very unique, very, very, very exclusive. But I just couldn't get access to the listing agent today. She's a team leader in the Algarve, and today she's in Lisbon for a team leaders meeting. So I've fallen short there of being able to show it you. But
well, don't worry. I mean, we should go there, shouldn't we? I mean, it's like if it's the most expensive listing in Portugal, it warrants its own YouTube film, doesn't it? And the three of us could be there and have a little wander around and have a chat about it.
Absolutely. I mean, I sort of regret not going, but I had family arrive from the UK. I think it was the day or the evening before that launch, so I couldn't very well leave them for their first day. It's the first time visiting us, so. But it's just spectacular. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like it, really. So, and of course, it's a very specific price bracket. It's going to be for a very specific type of client, but just for a bit of property porn to look at, spectacular.
Wow. And yeah, that's amazing. And if you are, in terms of pricing psychology, it's such a good little accolade in the marketing to just describe yourself as the most expensive listing in Portugal. That immediately people want to know more, don't they, because of that? So I guess it's
that tells you something about how we're working here, you know. And I mean, we don't just exclusively list 27 million euro properties, you know. We do cover the full market, but that shows how hard the team in the Algarve is actually working, because to land listings like that is not easy. You've got to, you know, it's all right talking the talk, but you've got to walk the walk as well. So it shows that they're doing that.
Yeah, when I mentioned that I'd been to the, because I was chuck it into any conversation I possibly can, people passers by. I was at the agency launch the other day, you know, at Cascais, and I was telling somebody about it who lives in Cascais, and they said, "Oh, sounds expensive." But it's not true, is it? I mean, you have some of the most illustrious and prestigious properties, but you cover the whole spectrum of the market as well.
Yeah, of course. If you go on our website, I mean, you can see the link at the bottom of my profile there. I mean, we have properties in the 200,000-300,000 euro price range. You know, that's still a significant part of the market, you know. So we cover everything, you know, but it just so happens that we also have a particular skill when it comes to selling those really exclusive listings. Now, the one I'm talking about this morning is a very extreme example, but you know, when it comes to properties that are 2, 3, 4, 5 million, there are quite a lot of those, and it is a different kettle of fish. Yeah, it's a different kettle of fish to selling, you know, a 300,000, 400,000 euro home or apartment. It's a very different type of client, seller and buyer. And a different type of marketing required as well. So we do everything, you know. We sell, we help buyers. We have a lot of people come to us and use us as buyers agents. So don't feel like you can't get in touch with the agency because of your budget or anything like that. You know, we'll help anyone. You know, in any part of the market.
Very good. And Garvo's here as well this morning. He looked good on that stage with the other man cavers there. What you guys need is someone who makes premium quality property videos. Watch this space. It sounds as if the amazing Austin brothers of Alviagra are coming back into the showbiz business. And what an amazing day that would be. Those two, if we've got Terence and Garvo, and they're making the video, and we're in that 27 million euro dream home. I mean, at that level, I mean, what, you know, euros, dollars, you're in another, although the difference is staggering at that level, isn't it, of 27 million of whatever currency it is.
It could be a rounding error for the person who buys it, but for the rest of us, it's
yes, exactly.
life-changing amounts of money.
Rounding error, very good. But yes, come on, let's make this the first video you make, Gary. Hello, James from Aviva, and Gary, as well as being able to make videos, has been out scything. He truly is a Renaissance man. On the one hand, using the latest technology to make videos, and then out with a scythe, a traditional grass scythe, cutting down his bracken, real back to basics farming. I'm imagining you're looking pretty good, stripped down to the waist at the moment as well.
So you can name a restaurant Scythe.
Ye Olde Scythe restaurant with Garvo coming to serve you like the Grim Reaper, stripped down to the waist. And you can also make a video of the event if you like that as well. Chris is also here and would have looked good on that stage. I think, as well. If he wouldn't want to be on the same stage as Lee, I don't know. I'm not sure how those man cave dynamics are going at the moment. Watch every Friday evening to find out how the ladies are getting on a Friday evening. Anything else? We're going to go into a God Squad tip of the day and some mine for memery. Anything else to tell us from the capital? How is it in Lisbon at the moment? Is the weather dampening tourism? Are you feeling that, Carl, at the moment?
No, I don't think so. I mean, people generally don't plan that far. Don't plan. They plan further ahead, should I say? So it's still very busy. Yeah. It's still very busy, and it's really not been that bad. I mean, my family was here 2 weeks ago. I was concerned in the run-up. I thought, God, it's the first time here. I hope it's hot. And it was literally every day was baking sun. It was beautiful. Late 20s, early 30s some days. The video you showed the other day of the wild boar, that was one of the days when they were here. That was red hot.
Brilliant. That was so funny. Yeah. And I guess at that moment, you're just saying, yeah, it's like this here all the time. This is how I live. Welcome to
to be honest with you, no, because it's the first time I'd seen them. Lee McGrady tells me about them because he sometimes goes camping. And he says, don't approach them. They're vicious.
No, I'm talking about your family.
Right. Okay. Your family. My family can be quite vicious too. So there we go.
Do not approach. Do not approach the Hydes.
Don't approach them. They're nasty.
The Hydes on holiday.
Yeah. The actual pigs themselves. I mean, they went into we walked away with the kids and went to look at some rock pools and stuff like this. Came back an hour later. And my aunt and uncle were holding my little gizmo, who was trembling. The lifeguard came over and said, pick the dog up, because if they smell the dog, they'll take him. So
they'll eat him?
They're nasty. Yeah, they are nasty. So don't feed them. People are throwing food to them. I mean, just crazy. Well, yeah.
Don't feed
the weather was good.
Either. Do not feed
I think there we go. We can talk over it, I think. But that this is the event. So when you said your relatives were holding your gizmo, I'm thinking that's a level of familiarity that I think shouldn't happen on a public beach. But obviously they were holding
not with family particularly.
But look at these. This is amazing. And people got silly, you said. They started giving them food and then they started truffling themselves into people.
Yeah, because if you've never seen them, I mean, when I first saw them, I thought, oh, wow, look at that. Took a little video. I was only walking past there because that was the way to the rock pools. And I said to the kids, listen, stay away, because I know they can turn on you. And when I came back, the beach was pretty much deserted, and there were lots of bags and things like that had been upturned. And my uncle said they just savaged everything. They moved people out of the way. They just went in, went through the bags. They were chewing open cans of cola. And the pigs were squabbling between themselves. They're vicious with each other. So if you see them, I'll tell you now, do not go near them, stay away. That was in Portinho do Rábida, which is, it's like 40 minutes from where I live. You go through the mountains and then you go down to the coast. It's absolutely spectacular. I recommend anybody to go there and take a look. But if you see the boar, just go to the bar, get yourself a beer and let them pass, definitely.
Why don't they make like a yummy, like black pig or whatever kind of pig it is?
Well, listen, that would be my solution. That would be my solution, But there you go.
My goodness.
I'm going to get in trouble from the vegans. I always do something wrong.
Oh, well.
Yes. Oh, well. Says Carl Hyde there. Right. Let's go and have a look at a God Squad to the day, and we'll come to concluding thoughts from you both, obviously, from your respective parts of the country. Coach Turner had a lovely time with the granddaughter yesterday, and I'm glad she enjoyed her birthday. Training and coaching this afternoon. It's going to be a warm one in the UK or England playing today, albeit in Germany. God Squad tip of the day then, guys. Our reactions tend to slow down as we age, and this is one of the main factors in people falling. In sprinting, speed of movement is key, of course, and much is due to the nervous system. So we spend a lot of time wiring in the technique so the brain doesn't have to think about it, as that slows everything down. Yes, when we start thinking about everything, it slows everything down. But this needs continually refreshing as the neural pathways forget.
Stop thinking.
Yes, stop thinking, just start being and be spontaneous. The same applies. I mean, if you got one of those pigs running after you, don't think about it. You would start sprinting, I tell you. The same applies to our recovery reactions as we age. So here's a simple exercise to reinforce your ability to recover from a trip without falling. Cool. Stand with your feet together and slowly fall forward. This sounds really dangerous, but but he's suggesting you try this at home. Lunge out to prevent yourself falling with one leg. Practice with both legs. Also try falling to the side and diagonally. We cannot be held responsible for any of the results you incur.
How does it keep you from falling if you're trying to make yourself fall?
That's right. So how did you end up in hospital? Well, I was practicing the no falling exercise. Ideally, this should be a daily routine to maintain your ability. I want to see videos of this if you want to send them in. 913-590-303.
Don't do it with a Kaneka in your hand, I would say.
No Kanekas. Put the Kanekas down. Try 10 reps in each position. Although Gizmo will come in and lick up any spilt beer, I suspect. Go with his sausage. Try 10 reps in each position on each leg. Gradually, you'll be able to fall further and still recover. Oh my goodness! Hope that helps. Well, we'll see.
I don't want to fall. Avoid falling.
Falls are a major cause of broken bones and can be the start. We just got a trampoline. I'll try it on the trampoline first, and I'll bounce back up in the most elegant way, certainly after a few weeks of practice. Falls are a major cause of broken bones and can be the start of a downward spiral. Avoid if possible. Well said, Coach Turner. Being mindful of that and dealing with it and training in that way is a very good idea. And on the matter of mindfulness, do not ruin today with morning tomorrow. Nice play on words there, or tomorrow morning, you might say, from Catherine M. Valente, who sounds Portuguese. Thank you very much for that. Do not ruin today with morning tomorrow, or even the past, yesterday. Mindful dad joke, grammar. Consumption of alcohol may make you think you are whispering when you're not.
What?
I don't know what he's talking about.
What?
Cheer up. Right, thank you very much for that and your mindful memes. None of us have ever done that here. Hi, I'd like a wake-up call. I haven't seen the punchline yet. And thanks for that weather report, Milen. 16 degrees in São Domingos de Aranha with a view of the Sintra Hills. That sounds lovely. The 12 hottest months on Earth in the last 100,000 years all happened in the last 12 months. There's your wake-up call this morning. and I don't know why we're laughing. Spock, why do you Vulcans take so long to finally visit our solar system? Because we read your reviews online. And look, it's a double joke. It could end there, but no. You only had 1 star, which is very, very good. That's good. That's very cosmological. I like that. Thank you very much, James, for those this morning. Final words then. We'll come to you, Veronica, in just a moment. Carl, reach out, of course, if you want that extra touch on your terrace. Or that's probably not what you'd put on a business card.
No, definitely not. Final thoughts from me. Well, just one final plug. I do have a property coming to the market very soon in São Domingos de Aranha, which is where Windsurance, I think that's Nuno.
Milen, actually. Milen.
Yeah. So it's a T6. It's going to be a little over €1 million, but it's a spectacular, really nice family home. That'll be coming to the market in the next week or two. So if anybody knows somebody looking for a family home near all the best international schools and things like that, and 5 minutes from Carcavelos Beach, hit me up. And final piece of advice, stay away from the Javali.
It's so true. There they are. Look at them. Much better plated.
And there were a lot of them. That wasn't just like 3 or 4. There were dozens of them.
Really? They're getting bolder and bolder, aren't they? My goodness. Okay. Thank you for that public health warning and the little heads up on the beautiful property with a view of the Sintra Hills, no doubt. Thanks for that. Maybe we'll see it next time you're on, Carl. Thanks for being here today. And thank you for your invitation to the agency opening in Cascais. Really enjoyed that. A lovely road trip down there with Colin. It was fantastic. Over to you, Veronica, to close the show for us this morning.
Just same stuff we always say. Make a good relationship with your agents. Be loyal. Pick one. He's networked in. All the good agents are networked in. Stop hitting that darn idealist button where your information goes everywhere. And then nobody can answer anybody because they've got hundreds from people who aren't interested. Interview your agent. Stick with your agent. Don't time the market. Pick where you want to live and love it for at least a 10-year cycle.
Very good.
Welcome to Portugal.
Is there a business opportunity for a client qualifier for the real estate market, or does that already happen?
That's me.
That's what you do, isn't it, basically?
That's what I do, except I feel really bad because a friend's child, they were harassing me for a referral, and I passed him to Carl, and they were not as loyal as I would like, which Carl is amazing and fabulous. And I think he felt bad about it. But he, sometimes if I don't pre-qualify them hard enough, I thought this was a friend and their kid, and they were disloyal. I think you really need that pre-qualifier, because I will ride them hard if they are disloyal, because Carl is amazing.
You ride them like a 600-pound boar. Yes.
It's just not fair. Stop doing this to your agents. Pick one, be loyal, let them do their job, give them time to do their job.
Yeah. Or work on a buyer's agent basis and really get committed to people and stop wasting.
He's a buyer's agent. He was super committed to him. But don't just think I'm wandering around and start hitting buttons. And no, call him back up and say, hey, by the way, now I see a new area, or which, again, I try to pre-qualify them to the point of knowing exactly what area they want. So I can say they want this area. But again, sometimes we have to remember that buyers are liars. Not in a negative way, but they don't even know what they want, right?
Yes.
They think they know what they want. They think they've narrowed it down, and then all of a sudden something comes up. So that I have put on tools online to visualize yourself. Where do you picture yourself?
That is something a buyer's agent will help with. You may think you know where you want to live, but you come to a place like Portugal, you know very little about it, and then you say, well, did you consider this area or this type of property? So a good buyer's agent can do that, and it just sort of open up the whole country to you. So
be told, and be loyal. This is how to get the best results.
Please.
Thank you, both of you. You've been excellent today. More experts tonight, and this looks like one of those sort of cut out and collect football cards, doesn't it? Join the dream team tonight at 9 o'clock with me, and we'll be fielding a few more questions, and of course with Sarah and the Spartan Effects team at 7:30 this evening. You've been amazing, Veronica and Carl, this morning. Lots of fun and lots of great information. So take care and bye for now. We'll see you tomorrow. It's Thursday. Feel good Friday tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.
Bom dia, Portugal! In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.
Okay, so Portinho de Rábida, and we have some special guests. I think they're hoping for some treats. Oh no, that may be Mama. Oh, she's going for the bin. Wow. They know what they're doing.